What's going on, guys? Daniel from grit-lift.com. I'm here to talk to you guys about how to start maximizing your workouts via the intensity of your workouts. So what we're going to talk about is what is intensity during a workout, why it's important, and why you should start tracking it right away. The intensity of your workouts means how hard am I working? And there's actually a way to measure this and put it on a scale in front of you so that you can see how hard you're actually working. An example of this would be what's called the reps in reserve method. And what this means is that at the end of a set during your workout, how many reps did you have left by the time you finished the amount of reps you wanted to perform? For example, during a squat, if I was performing 4 sets of 10 reps, at the end of each set, I would ask myself, how many reps did I have left in the tank? How many more reps could I have performed until I hit 0 reps in reserve and I hit mechanical muscle failure? Why this is important is multifaceted. One, it helps you determine week by week how well you're matching up to your own performance. So week by week, you can see what were my reps in reserve last week for this set during this workout. Am I superseding that from last week? Or have I regressed from last week? It actually gives you a way to measure your performance week by week in the gym. Why this is important is because how are you going to tell if you're progressing or regressing if you're not tracking how much you're doing? And it's not just how much weight am I pushing up, how much weight am I pulling. It actually matters how many reps you had left before you hit failure. It matters how well you adhered to the tempo of the reps during the set. So tracking your intensity every week is something that you need to be doing in order to track your progress week by week. Because we want to do something called progressive overload. And that's getting better every single week. At the beginning of a workout, your baseline is right here. And then when you work out, you are breaking down your muscles. By the process of healing and recovering, your body should adapt to the workout and not just get back up to baseline, but it should establish a new baseline and supersede the previous baseline so that your new baseline is up here. And then the next workout, you come back up and now you're here. And back up, and now you're here, so on and so forth. And the way that you can see that on a piece of paper is if you're tracking your reps in reserve week by week. When you are not progressing, not only does it tell you when you are progressing, but it also tells you when you're not. So then you can start doing trial and error and figuring out what exactly is needed to keep progressing. Sometimes you'll find that your nutrition has just been off base the last week or so. Maybe you find that, man, I haven't been eating enough protein or haven't been getting in the amount of calories that I know I should, so I need to start increasing that. Other times you're like, man, I've been on point with nutrition. What is going on? And it could just be that you are overtraining. Maybe you're doing too much volume for your body to be able to recover from, or your workouts are too intense. And you're not able to recover properly from the workout, and so you're only getting back up to that baseline, or maybe even the next week, tragically, maybe you are coming down in your baseline and you're just not performing as well as you did the week previously because you're not recovering well. So it could be that you need to reduce the intensity of your workouts, or it could be that you're not sleeping well and your recovery has been trash because your sleep has been trash. It could be that you've been stressed out of your mind this past week and therefore haven't eaten as much, and so you just say, man, I need to be better at stress management. So what this does is it just gives you the ability to track your performance week by week so that you can determine what you need to do to keep progressing. I liken it to the example of tracking the gas mileage in your car. If you're tracking your gas mileage, then you know, okay, my car should be getting 27 miles to the gallon consistently in the city, on the highway, whatever it is. And you know that one day, if you decide to fill up on gas and you track your gas mileage and you say, oh wow, my gas mileage has dropped by 10 miles a gallon. why is it doing that? I need to figure out what is wrong with my car so that I can keep it performing the way that it should be. And it's the same way with your body. If you weren't tracking your gas mileage, you wouldn't even know that your car wasn't performing as well as it usually does. And the same thing with tracking your intensity on a week-to-week basis. That's how you're going to determine whether or not your body is up to par with its usual performance, or if it's increasing or decreasing. So what I'm going to show you guys now is how I track my intensity week by week. And there are apps that you can do this with. There are booklets that you can buy. But what I do is I just track it in my notes on my iPhone because it's easy and convenient, and it works pretty well for me. So you can see on the second half of this screen here that I have the mesocycle that I'm doing right now. The week 1 first workout is quads, adductors, and calves. The first exercise is the Smith machine squat. And then how I track the weight that I push or pull or whatever exercise I'm doing, I just track the actual weights that I put on the device that I'm using to lift the weights, whether it be a barbell or a machine or a T-bar, whatever it is. You just don't know what all the different machines are going to start out at weight-wise, so it's just easier to track the actual weight that you put on there. And that's the first number that I have. Right below Smith machine squats, you see 140. That's the amount of weight that I put onto the bar. And then you see by 1 is the amount of sets, and then by 15 is the amount of sets. And you can see there I have in parentheses 3 to 4 RIR. So I could have done 3 to 4 more reps by the time that first set ended. And then I took a break, and then I did the next set, 140 by 1 by 15 for 2 to 3 RIR, 140 by 1 by 15 to 1 to 2 RIR, and so on and so forth. And what this does is if you overshoot your weight and you don't hit the amount of reps that you're wanting to, then you can track -2 RIR or -3 RIR, so that the next week when you come back to that exercise, you can say, okay, I didn't hit the amount of reps that I was looking to hit for this weight, so I need to go ahead and reduce the weight. So what this does is week by week, it just gives you a tool to track this so that you can keep making progress. So you can see in my week 2, my Smith machine squat was 140 by 2 by 15, 140 by 1 by 15, 90 by 1 by 15, and so on and so forth. So if you're not already doing it, start tracking the intensity of your workouts by using the reps in reserve method so that you can track week by week just how well you're performing, if you're progressing or regressing, so we can make sure you're getting the most out of your workouts as possible. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Please give it a thumbs up, put in the comments section what you guys thought, what questions you have, or you can email me at dcorbett.gritlift@gmail.com. So let me know what you guys thought.